Welcome to episode 7. This brings us to the final act, Act 5 of the play. Please hit like, please subscribe. Also, if you're enjoying this, hit the bell for notifications of forthcoming episodes. The further we get on, the more important they are in terms of exam preparation and assessment objectives. The next episode will be on other critical interpretations and approaches to them to escalate up the hierarchy and aim for A star. And after that, general revision and exam preparation advice in episode 9 before we look at some actual examples in episode 10. Like, hit the bell, subscribe, share with your friends on media. Thank you. Here, stand behind this bulk. Straight will he come. Wear thy rapier bare and put it home. So Iago here instructs Roderigo, stand with your rapier bare, with your sword unsheathed, and drive it home with a killing stab. Quick, quick, fear nothing. I'll be at thy elbow. No, he won't. It makes us or it mars us. Think on that. And fix most firm thy resolution. This will make or break them, as Roderigo will be able to testify against him should it not go well. Be near at hand, I may miscarry in it. He's not really man enough for this. Here at thy hand be bold and take thy stand. I have no great devotion to the deed, and yet he hath given me satisfying reasons. 'Tis but a man gone. Forth my sword. He dies. I have rubbed this young quart almost to the sense, and he grows angry. Now, whether he kill Cassio, or Cassio kill him, or each do kill the other, every way makes my gain. If Cassio's dead, he can't testify. If Roderigo's dead, he can't testify. Live Roderigo, he calls me to a restitution large of gold and jewels that I bobbed from him as gifts to Desdemona. It must not be. If Cassio do remain, he hath a daily beauty in his life that makes me ugly. And besides, the more may unfold me to him. There stand I in much peril. No, he must die. Be it so. I hear him coming. So, hopefully one will kill the other, and if not, Iago will be hiding in the shadows ready to finish the other one off to avoid being betrayed. In comes Cassio. Roderigo, I know his gait, 'tis he. Villain, thou diest! Who? That thrust had been mine enemy indeed, but that my coat is much better than thou knowst. I will make proof of thine. He draws and stabs Roderigo. Oh, I am slain. Iago stabs Cassio in the leg and exits as Roderigo falls. I am maimed forever. Help! Ho! Murder! Murder! In comes Othello, the voice of Cassio. Iago keeps his word. Oh, villain that I am! It is even so. Oh, help! Oh, light! A surgeon! 'Tis he. Oh, brave Iago, honest and just, thou hast such noble sense of thy friend's wrong. Thou teachest me Minion, your dear lies dead, and your unblessed fate hies. Strumpet, I come, forth of my heart these charms, thine eyes are blotted. He will put out the light in her eyes. Thy bed, lust-stained, shall with lust's blood be spotted. What ho! No watch! No passage! Murder! Murder! 'Tis some mischance. The voice is very direful. Oh, help! Hark! Oh, wretched villain! 2 or 3 groan, 'tis heavy night. These may be counterfeits. Let's think 't unsafe to come in to the cry without more help. Nobody come. Then shall I bleed to death. In comes Iago with a light. Hark! Here's one come in his shirt with light and weapons. Who is there? What noise is this that cries on murder? We do not know it. Did not you hear a cry? Here! Here! For hen's sake, help me! What's the matter? This is Othello's ancient, as I take it. The same indeed, a very valiant fellow. What are you here that cry so grievously? Iago, oh, I am spoiled, undone by villains. Give me some help. Oh, me, lieutenant, what villains have done this? He says, when he knows full well that this stab was from him. I do think one of them is hereabout, and cannot make away. Oh, treacherous villains. He turns to the other gentleman. What are you there? Come in and give some help. Oh, help me here. That's one of them. Roderigo goes over in the dark, think of this as a very shadowy scene, to Roderigo and says, Oh, murderous slave! Oh, villain! And stabs Roderigo in feign of defending Cassio. Oh, damned Iago! Oh, inhuman dog! And so he dies. Kill men in the dark. Where be these bloody thieves? How silent is this town? Ho! Murder! Murder! What may you be? Are you of good or evil? He's now faking this for the sake of the overhearing of the other men. As you shall prove us, praise us. Oh, Signor Lodovico. He, sir. I cry you mercy. Here's Cassio hurt by villains. Cassio? How is it, brother? My leg is cut in 2. Marry and forbid. Light, gentlemen, I'll bind it with my shirt. What is the matter? Oh, who is that cried? Who is that cried? Oh, my dear Cassio, my sweet Cassio. Oh, Cassio, Cassio, Cassio. Oh, notable strumpet. Cassio, may you suspect who they should be that have thus mangled you? He fabricates here that in this area, the whore, the area of criminality of ill repute, that she may be the reason for his attempted murder. No, I am sorry to find you thus. I have been to seek you. Lend me a garter. For a chair to bear him easily hence. Alas, he faints. Oh, Cassio, Cassio, Cassio. Gentlemen all, I do suspect this trash to be a party in this injury. Patience a while, good Cassio. Come, lend me a light. Know we this face or no? He pretends not to know who Roderigo is. Alas, my friend and my dear countryman. Roderigo? No. Yes, sure. Oh, heaven, Roderigo! What, of Venice? Even he, sir. Didst know him? Know him I. Signor Graciano. I cry your gentle pardon. These bloody accidents must excuse my manners that so neglected you. I am glad to see you. How do you, Cassio? Oh, a chair! A chair! Roderigo? Tis he! A chair is brought in. Oh, that's well said, the chair. Some good man bear him carefully from hence. I'll fetch the general surgeon. For you, mistress, save you your labour. He that lies slain here, Cassio was my dear friend. What malice was between you? None of the world, nor do I know the man. What, look you pale? Oh, bear him out of the air. Cassio is carried off. Roderigo is carried off. Iago to the other gentleman says, Stay you, good gentleman. Look you pale, mistress. Do you perceive the ghastness of her eye? Nay, if you stare, we shall hear more anon. Behold her well. I pray you, look upon her. Do you see, gentlemen? Nay, guiltiness will speak, though tongues were out of use. I can read it in her face, he fakes. Alas, what's the matter? What is the matter, husband? Cassio hath here been set on in the dark by Roderigo and fellows that escaped. He's almost slain and Roderigo dead. Alas, good gentleman, alas, good Cassio, this is the fruits of whoring. Prithee, Emilia, go know of Cassio where he supped tonight. What? Do you shake at that? We know that he knows through dramatic irony. He supped at my house, but I therefore shake not. Oh, did he so? I charge you go with me. Oh, fie upon thee, strumpet! I am no strumpet, but of life as honest as you that thus abuse me. As I? Pfugh, fie upon thee! Kind gentlemen, let's go see poor Iago dressed. Come, mistress, you must tell's another tale. Emilia, run you to the citadel and tell my lord and lady what hath happed. Will you go on afore? This is the night that either makes me or foredoes me quite. If everything fits together, he's made. If it doth not, he's ruined. Scene 2. In comes Othello with a light and Desdemona in her bed. It is the cause. It is the cause, my soul. Let me not name it to you, you chaste stars. It is the cause. He speaks to the night sky, to the stars, to the celestial powers of fate. Yet I'll not shed her blood, nor scar that whiter skin of hers than snow, as smooth as monumental alabaster. She looks like a marble statue. He won't kill her until she is repentant. Yet she must die, else she'll betray more men. Put out the light, and then put out the light. Light and dark have been a recurring motif. Here, blowing the candle, concealing his murder, but also putting out her life. Notice the patriarchal excuse of, doing this so as to not have her betray more men. If I quench thee, if I put you out with water like a flame, your life, Desdemona, thou flaming minister, you devil, I will end your evil. I can again thy former light restore, should I repent me. But once put out thy light, thou cunningst pattern of excelling nature, I know not where that Promethean heat that can thy light relume. I won't be able to bring you back to life after death, just like Prometheus was reincarnated in Greek mythology again and again for his stealing of fire from the gods for humankind, only to endlessly have his liver ripped out through daily pain of incarnation as punishment. When I have plucked the rose, I cannot give it vital growth again. This will be permanent. It needs must wither. I'll smell it on the tree. Oh, balmy breath, that dost almost persuade justice to break her sword. Seeing her beauty lying asleep, or almost asleep, smelling her sweet breath, persuades him almost not to do this, but he can't break justice's sword, he must do it. Of course, that's an antithesis to our frustration as an audience, knowing that what he's doing is precisely unjust. He kisses her. One more. One more. Be thus when thou art dead, and I will kill thee and love thee after. One more, and this the last. So sweet was ne'er so fatal. I must weep, but they are cruel tears. Thy sorrow's heavenly, it strikes where it doth love. She wakes. Who's there? Othello? Ay, Desdemona. Will you come to bed, my lord? Have you prayed tonight, Desdemona? Ay, my lord. If you bethink yourself of any crime unreconciled as yet to heaven and grace, solicit for it straight. Seek forgiveness for any outstanding sin before I kill you and you can't ascend to heaven. This is his version of mercy. Alack, my lord, what may you mean by that? Well, do it and be brief. I will walk by. I would not kill thy unprepared spirit. No, heaven forfend. I would not kill thy soul. Talk you of killing? I do. Then heaven have mercy on me. Amen with all my heart. If you say so, I hope you will not kill me. And yet I fear you, for you're fatal then, when your eyes roll so. Why I should fear I know not, since guiltiness I know not, but yet I feel I fear. Think on thy sins, they are loves I bear for you. Ay, and for that thou diest. That death's unnatural that kills for loving. Alas, why gnaw you so at your nether lip? Some bloody passion shakes your very frame. These are portents, and yet I hope they do not point on me. Peace, and be still. I will so. What's the matter? That handkerchief, which I so loved and gavest thee, thou gavest to Cassio. The accusation outs at last. No, by my life and soul, send for the man and ask him. Yes, do. For heaven's sake, as an audience full of frustration, do go and ask him. Sweet soul, take heed of perjury. Do not lie and pervert the course of justice before your death, when in fact she is just and he is the opposite of justice. Thou art on thy deathbed. Ay, but not yet to die. Yes, presently. Therefore confess thee freely of thy sin, for to deny each article with oath cannot remove nor choke the strong conception that I do groan with all. Thou art to die. Then, Lord, have mercy on me. I say Amen. And have you mercy too. I never did offend you in my life, never loved Cassio, but with such general warranty of heaven as I might love, I never gave him token. By heaven, I saw that handkerchief in his hand. O perjured woman, thou dost stone my heart and makes me call what I intend to do a murder, which I thought a sacrifice. I saw the handkerchief. He found it then. I ne'er gave it him. Send for him hither, let him confess a truth. He hath confessed. What, my lord? That he hath used thee. How? Unlawfully? Aye, he will not say so. No, his mouth is stopped. Honest Iago hath ta'en order for it. Oh, my fear interprets. What, is he dead? Had all his hairs been lives, my great revenge had stomach for them all. Such is the scope of his surging revenge, that even if it took plucking every single hair from this body and head, which would take thousands of years, he would go on and on and on until he was avenged. Alas, he is betrayed, and I am undone. Out, strumpet! Weep'st thou for him to my face? Oh, banish me, my lord, but do not kill me. Down, strumpet! Kill me tomorrow. Let me live tonight. Nay, if you strive but half an hour being done, there is no pause. But while I say one prayer, it is too late. My lord, what ho? My lord, what noise is this? Not dead, not yet quite dead. That I am cruel, am yet merciful. I would not have thee linger in thy pain. So. He takes it as mercy that he wants to finish her off quickly without suffering. What ho! What ho, my lord! Who's there? Oh, good, my lord. I would speak a word with you. Yes. 'Tis Emilia. By and by she's dead. 'Tis like she comes to speak of Cassio's death. The noise was here. No more moving. Still as the grave. Shall she come in? What good? I think she stirs again. No. What's best to do? If she comes in, she'll sure speak to my wife. My wife. What wife? I have no wife. Oh, insupportable. Oh, heavy hour. Methinks it should be now a huge eclipse of sun and moon, and that the affrighted globe should yawn at altercation. I do beseech you that I may speak with you, O good my lord. I had forgot thee. Come in, Emilia. Soft, by and by, let me the curtains draw. Where art thou? What's the matter with thee now? Oh, good my lord, yonder's foul murder's done. What? How? But now, my lord. Oh, it is the very air of the moon. She comes more near earth than she was wont, and it makes men mad. Cassio, my lord, hath killed a young Venetian called Roderigo. Roderigo killed, and Cassio killed. No, Cassio is not killed. Not Cassio killed. Then murder's out of tune, and sweet revenge grows harsh. Oh, falsely murdered.
Oh, Lord, what cry is that?
That? What?
Out, and alas, that was my lady's voice. Help! Help! Ho! Help!
Oh, lady, speak again, sweet Desdemona. Oh, sweet mistress, speak.
A guiltless death I die.
Oh, who hath done this deed?
Nobody. I myself. Farewell.
She will not blame Othello.
Commend me to my kind lord. Oh, farewell.
And so she dies. Just to correct myself a little, at the top of that page, Othello should be shouting, I had forgot thee, come in, Emilia, and then going quiet, soft by and by, let me the curtains draw. Where art thou? Just for the sake of that flowing with a little more accuracy. Why, how should she be murdered?
Alas, who knows?
You heard her say herself, it was not I.
She said so.
I must needs report the truth. She's like a liar gone to burning hell. 'Twas I that killed her.
Oh, the Moor angel she, and you the blacker devil.
She turned to folly, and she was a whore.
Thou dost belie her, and thou art a devil.
She was as false as water.
Thou art rash as fire to say that she was false. Oh, she was heavenly true.
Cassio did top her. Ask thy husband else. Oh, I were damned beneath all depth in hell, but that I did proceed upon just grounds to this extremity. Thy husband knew it all.
My husband?
Thy husband.
That she was false to wedlock?
Ay, with Cassio. Had she been true, if heaven would make me such another world of one entire and perfect chrysolite, I'd not have sold her for it.
My husband?
Ay, 'twas he that told me on her first. An honest man he is, and hates the slime that sticks on filthy deeds.
My husband? What needs this iterance, woman? I say thy husband. Oh, mistress, villainy hath made mocks with love. My husband say she was false.
He, woman, I say thy husband. Dost understand the word? My friend, thy husband, honest Iago.
If he say so, may his pernicious soul rot half a grain a day. He lies to the heart. She was too fond of her most filthy bargain.
At which he draws his sword upon her. If my husband said that, then his soul is pernicious. That should be highlighted as a key term. Pernicious meaning having harmful intentions. Hell would be too good for him. His soul should rot half a grain a day in eternal torment. He lies to the heart, and more fool Desdemona for being fond of her most filthy bargain, having loved and married a black man.
Huh! Do thy worst. This deed of thine is no more worthy heaven than thou wast worthy her. Peace, you were best. Thou hast not half that power to do me harm as I have to be hurt. Oh, gull! Oh, dolt as ignorant as dirt! Thou hast done a deed. I care not for thy sword. I'll make thee known. though I lost 20 lives. Help! Oh, help! Oh, help! The Moor hath killed my mistress! Murder! Murder! In come Montano, Graciano, and Iago. What's the matter? How now, General? Oh, are you come, Iago? You have done well, that men must lay their murders on your neck.
What is the matter? Emilia gestures to her husband Iago.
Disprove this villain, if thou be'st a man. He says thou toldst him that his wife was false. I know thou didst not. Thou art not such a villain. Speak, for my heart is full. I told him what I thought, and told no more than what he found himself was apt and true. I led him to infer there were only a couple of direct lies. That's his hope of getting out of this. But didst you ever tell him she was false? I did. You told a lie. An odious, damned lie. Upon my soul, a lie, a wicked lie. She false with Cassio? Did you say with Cassio? With Cassio, mistress. Go to and charm your tongue. Shut up. I will not charm my tongue. I am bound to speak. My mistress here lies murdered in her bed. Oh, heavens forfend! Emilia says to Iago, and your reports have set the murder on. Nay, stare not, masters. It is true indeed. 'Tis a strange truth. Oh, monstrous act! Villainy! 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 To think upon it! I smelt... Oh, villainy! I thought so then. I'll kill myself for grief. Oh, villainy! Villainy! What, are you mad? I charge to get you home. Good gentlemen, let me have leave to speak. 'Tis proper I obey him, but not now. It is proper that I as wife obey husband, but I must speak out against his injustice and evil wrongdoing. Perchance, Iago, I will ne'er go home. Oh. Iago is starting, perhaps, to experience anagnorisis, whereby he makes the self-realization that he's been duped. Arguably, some critics disagree. Nay, lie thee down and roar, for thou hast killed the sweetest innocent that e'er did lift up eye. Oh, she was foul. He's still trying to convince himself, so has he made a realization? I scarce did know you, uncle. There lies your niece, whose breath indeed these hands have newly stopped. I know this act shows horrible and grim. Poor Desdemona, I am glad thy father's dead. Thy match was mortal to him, and pure grief shore his old thread in twain. So we get a quick shoehorned in detail here that Brabantio has died of heartbreak after his daughter's elopement with a black man. And on the last page, perhaps we had to suspend our disbelief a little, that Desdemona dies and then revives to speak briefly to Emilia and die a second time. Did he live now, this sight would make him do a desperate turn. Yea, curse his better angel from his side and fall to reprobance. 'Tis pitiful, but yet Iago knows that she with Cassio hath the act of shame 1,000 times committed. Cassio confessed it, and she did gratify his amorous works with that recognizance and pledge of love which I first gave her. I saw it in his hand. 'Twas a handkerchief, an antique token my father gave my mother. Oh, God! Oh, heavenly God, zoons, hold your peace. Twill out. I, peace, no. I will speak as liberal as the North. Let heaven and men and devils, let them all cry shame against me, and I'll speak. Be wise, get you home.
Iago draws his sword on his wife.
I will not. Fire your sword upon a woman? Ooh, thou dull Moor.
How could you be so stupid?
That handkerchief thou speak'st of I found by fortune, and did give my husband, for often he hath with solemn earnestness, more than indeed belonged to such a trifle, begged of me to steal it. Villainous whore! She give it Cassio? No, alas, I found it, and I did give my husband. Filth, thou liest! By heaven, I do not, gentlemen. Oh, murderous coxcomb, what should such a fool do, such a good wife? Are there no more stones in heaven but what serves for thunder? Precious villain!
The Moor runs at Iago but is disarmed. Iago swiftly stabs and kills his wife Emilia.
The woman falls. Sure he hath killed his wife.
Oh, lay me by my mistress' side.
Iago flees, he bolts.
'Tis a notorious villain. Take you this weapon which I have here recovered from the Moor. Come, guard the door without.
Don't let Othello get out of here. Let him not pass, but kill him rather if he tries.
I'll after that same villain, for 'tis a damned slave.
This villainy is reduced to the terminology, the lexis, the motif of slavery. I am not valiant neither, but every puny whipster gets my sword. But why should honour outlive honesty? Let it go all.
What did thy song bode, lady? Hark, canst thou hear me? I will play the swan and die in music. Willow, willow, willow. More, she was chaste. She loved thee, cruel Moor.
She was never unfaithful.
So come my soul to bliss, as I speak true, so speaking as I think, alas, I die.
Othello has another dagger concealed on his person. I have another weapon in this chamber. 'Tis a sword of Spain, the Icebrook's temper. Oh, here it is. Uncle, I must come forth. If thou attempt it, it will cost thee dear. Thou hast no weapon, and perforce must suffer. Look in upon me then, and speak with me, or naked as I am, I will assault thee. Naked meaning without weapon, when indeed he has one. What is the matter? Behold, I have a weapon. A better never did itself sustain upon a soldier's thigh. I have seen the day that with this little arm and this good sword I have made my way through more impediments than 20 times your stop. But, oh, vain boast, who can control his fate? A key theme, fate. 'Tis not so now. Be not afraid, though you do see me weaponed. Here is my journey's end. I don't intend to get out or harm you. Here is my butt and very sea mark of my utmost sail. The hilt, the shaft of the dagger will be where his life ends. Do you back dismayed? 'Tis a lost fear. Man but a rush against Othello's breast. He intends to stab himself in the breast with his dagger to the hilt. A death-level stabbing, and a swell, a sea mark of blood. And he retires. This is the end of his life. Where should Othello go? He looks toward the bed. Now, how dost thou look now, O ill-starred wench? Was this fated in the heavens, your premature death? Pale as thy smock, when we shall meet at Compt, this look of thine will hurt my soul from heaven, and fiends will snatch at it. Cold, cold, my girl, even like thy chastity. Oh, cursed, cursed slave, whip me, you devils, from the possessions of this heavenly sight. Blow me about in winds, roast me in sulphur, the imagery of hell. Wash me in steep down gulfs of liquid fire. Oh, Desdemona, dead, Desdemona, dead, oh, oh. In comes Lodovico, Cassio's carried in, Montano, Iago and officers. Where is this rash and most unfortunate man? That's he that was Othello. Here I am. I am what was Othello, but with my good name gone, there's nothing left of me. Where is that viper? Bring the villain forth. Iago is brought forward. Perhaps he's roped up. Perhaps he's forced to kneel. Wrench his sword from him. I bleed, sir, but not killed. I am not sorry neither. I'd have thee live, for in my sense 'tis happiness to die. He wants him tormented. Oh, thou Othello, that wert once so good, fallen in the practice of a damned slave, where shall be said to thee? Why, anything. An honourable murderer, if you will, for naught I did in hate, but all in honour. He tries to defend himself. Does he learn? Does he experience anagnorisis? As I read this scene now, I don't feel he does. This wretch hath part confessed his villainy. Did you and he consent in Cassio's death? Aye. Dear General, I never gave you cause. I do believe it, and I ask your pardon. Will you, I pray, demand that demi-devil why he hath thus ensnared my soul and body? Demand me nothing. What you know, you know. From this time forth I never will speak word. And that is Iago's final line of the play. He never does speak a further word. We might be frustrated, but we know more than they do. Do we want him to be led away to torture? Does he deserve the retribution? What, not to pray? Torments will ope your lips. He'll be tortured into revealing. Well, do thou dost best. Sir, you shall understand what hath befallen, which, as I think, you know not. Here is a letter found in the pocket of the slain Roderigo, and another here. One of these imports the death of Cassio to be undertook by Roderigo. Oh, villain! Most heathenish and most gross! Now here's another discontented paper found in his pocket too, and this, it seems, Roderigo meant to have sent this damned villain, but belike, Iago in the interim came in and satisfied him.
"O thou pernicious caitiff!"
"How came you, Cassio, by that handkerchief that was my wife's?"
"I found it in my chamber, and he himself confessed it but even now, that there he dropped it for a special purpose which wrought to his desire."
"Oh, fool, fool, fool!"
"There is besides in Roderigo's letter how he upbraids Iago that he made him brave me upon the watch whereon it came that I was cast, and even now he spake after long seeming dead. Iago hurt him, Iago set him on."
"You must forsake this room and go with us. Othello, your power and your command is taken off, and Cassio rules in Cyprus. For this slave, if there be any cunning cruelty that can torment him much and hold him long, it shall be his." He promises torture for Iago. "You shall close prisoner rest till that the nature of your fault be known to the Venetian state. Come, bring away."
"Soft you, a word or two before you go. I have done the state some service, and they know it."
He hopes, even in these dire circumstances, to cling to his former, perhaps now outdated reputation as fair warrior, rather than this new loss of reputation. Key theme as ever.
I have done the state some service, and they know it. No more of that. I pray you in your letters, when you shall these unlucky deeds relate, speak of me as I am. Nothing extenuate, nor set down aught in malice. Then must you speak of one that loved not wisely, but too well. Of one not easily jealous, but being wrought, perplexed in the extreme, of one whose hand, like the base Judean, threw a pearl away, richer than his tribe, of one of those subdued eyes, albeit unused to the melting mood, just like Cassio said that he had lost the immortal part of himself, so Othello realizes that his loss of reputation will extend well beyond his death. Drop tears as fast as the Arabian trees their medicinable gum. Set you down this. And say, besides, that in Aleppo once, where a malignant and a turbaned Turk beat a Venetian and traduced the state, I took by the throat the circumcised dog, and smote him thus. And so he commits suicide and talks of himself as slave, Judean, a Jew, non-Christian, having thrown away a pearl like Desdemona, something of pure white value, having been reduced to somebody circumcised, a Jew, a dog, somebody in the medieval chain of being, AO3, who will not ascend to heaven, he commits suicide. He cannot remain of Christian repentance and expect heaven. Oh, bloody period! All that is spoke is marred. I kiss thee ere I killed thee. No way but this, killing myself to die upon a kiss. This did I fear, but thought he had no weapon, for he was great of heart.
Oh, Spartan dog, Iago, more fell than anguish, hunger, or the sea, look on the tragic loathing of this bed.
There are 3 dead bodies on it, 2 murdered, 1 committed suicide.
This is thy work, the tragic loading of this bed, the object poisoned sight, let it be hid. Gratiano, keep the house, and seize up the fortunes of the more, for they succeed on you. Cassio, to you, Lord Governor, remains the censure of this hellish villain. The time, the place, the torture, oh, enforce it. Myself will straight aboard, and to the state this heavy act with heavy heart relate.
As ever, I will shortly ask you to do a grid of key quotations from across Act 5 and start revising the whole thing across the play. But in a similar way to that, I'd like you now to take pause and from your head, as far as possible, or from your grid of key quotations, I want you to create a very, very brief synopsis of the play. If you're not familiar with the term synopsis, a brief summary of the plot, spoilers and all. But the way I want you to do this, very briefly, is to create a synopsis or summary in the form of simply 10 key quotations, ideally in order of the plot of the actual play itself. An example shortly. I've cheated a little bit with my example by using square brackets just to shift things around a little bit and add to things. Mine runs thus. Obsequious dotage. Iago pretends with a mask of loyalty to be loyal and servile when he's really serving his own ulterior motives. My daughter is not for thee. The idea of Brabantio's objections both to Roderigo and Othello. Lasciviously making the beast with two backs. The idea of misogynistic attitudes and patriarchal attitudes to women as sexual possessions, but also the idea of race equating to excessive libido. I did thrive in this fair lady's love. Reputation is an idle and false imposition, oft got without merit and lost without deserving. I like it not. Suspicion. By Herne, he echoes me. Manipulation. An ignorant cuckold lives in bliss. Be sure thou prove my love a whore. Strangle her in her bed. Pick 10 of your own, create a quick synopsis. It's a good revision activity. If you haven't already done so, go away and watch one of the productions that I recommended. Ideally, you've done a first quick read through with the audio play on your own, and then hopefully while you have been listening to my episodes on Acts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you've been pausing and slowly making annotations in your copy of the play. I've not actually instructed you to do that throughout. I probably should have done. I may well remind you to do that in a re-recording of an early episode. Having done that, consolidate your knowledge with a stage production. By all means, watch the film, but don't leave it at just the film recommendation that I made in episode 2. The Branagh film's great, but I do think you should see a stage production as well. Or if that's the only thing you do, then great. And the RSC one really has a place in my heart that's special. Finally then, as ever, go to your A3 grids, note all of the imagery and symbolism and motifs that recur throughout. Use that as the core of your revision. If you've stuck with me this far, it must be doing you some good, I hope. So please hit like, please subscribe if you've not done so already. Please hit the notification bell because we'll be really getting into the nitty-gritty of critics in the next episode and exam preparation beyond that. In both cases to be aiming for A+, A star.